everybody. Welcome to Hey, We're Talking. I don't know why I have a problem in my mind as I'm getting ready to say talking. It almost feels like I can't do it. It hurts.
Why do you drop off the G?
Because you do it. I wanted to be like you.
But I have a specific, voice. We're from 3 different parts of the country, so we all speak a little bit different. But I don't know. Do I drop the G?
You do.
We're talking.
Yeah, you do a lot.
I guess I do.
That's okay. But that's Bob, by the way. He's the one who drops the G. And Derek's from Texas, but I don't know if he drops the G. Do you drop the G?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. I probably do, because I got that slow Texas drawl that y'all like to make fun of.
We do, but you don't have it as bad as Jimmy, so that's okay. Jimmy's a friend of the show. Jimmy's a friend of the show, guys. We're not bragging on him, but Jimmy's a friend of the show.
Keep accusing me of dropping the G. It sounds like something it sounds like it's a metaphor for something, but we're literally just
No, just dropping the G, man.
Yeah.
Yo, dropping a G.
Yeah, it sounds like something that the kids would be talking about.
Definitely.
You know, when they go back to school and they recover from their summer, they're gonna be like, "Did you drop the G?"
That's pretty good. I like that.
That is probably actually code for some drug lingo, and we just don't know about it.
Well, G could also be grand, like a G note, like 100
Oh,
grand.
Yeah.
And then also G is like original gangster, like yo G. You know?
Well, that's OG.
OG, but you could say yo G, what's up?
You know, they say G is like a gram, but they also say K, like 100K or 100G. It's the same thing. Make up your mind, initials. You can't have that.
What does the K stand for?
Like I don't even know. Kilo. No, kilo. Yeah, kilo.
1,000 kilos?
No, like a kilo.
But like 100,000
kilo
pounds.
is K. Yeah, you're right. Is 1,000?
It's like
Is it what is that?
yeah.
1,000 millikilos?
No,
I don't know.
Kilograms.
I'm from America.
Kilometer.
I'm from America. I
Kilometer.
don't know what all this metric system is.
Yeah, it's like
Anyway.
kilometer.
Kilometer.
Now I can't even say it anymore.
That's okay.
Anyway.
So we're on the show today, and the show is brought to you by... Who's it brought to us by, Derek?
GameFlyOffer.com/HWT.
Correct. GameFly.
You wanna rent some games?
I
you wanna
did.
Rent some movies?
I signed up. Did you guys? Did you guys sign up? No, you didn't.
I haven't.
No, you didn't. You didn't. And I'm disappointed, but I did. GameFly, just so you know, I love you. Great job. I signed up at GameFlyOffer.com/ dang it, I said / HWT. I'm going to be playing very soonly.
You finally got that Princess Pony game that you've been wanting to have.
I did. My Little Pony. I have a PlayStation 4, so I wanted to play a sports game, and I already have football and hockey. Not really interested in basketball or baseball, although I would try it. So I decided to get Rory McIlroy golf. I wanted to try out the golf game because I had some time.
It's McIlroy, by the way.
McIlroy? What did I say? McIlroy or something?
McIlroy.
I'm sorry. I'm so silly. Anyway.
Maybe the guy from Ireland or something.
Is it McIlroy?
It's McIlroy. That's how they pronounce it on the sports shows.
Sorry, I messed up. I'm not as you're seeing quickly, I'm not a big golf fanatic. But
it's pronounced golf.
Golf. Okay.
But golf,
they're doing this thing called yogging. Anyway, I got my game, EA Sports. I'm going to be playing it, checking it out. And when I'm done with it, I'm going to send it back and I'm going to get something else. I'm trying to time it up perfectly so that I can get Madden. I don't know if it's going to happen because they're going to only have a certain number of copies, I'm assuming.
Yep.
But I'm trying to sync it up to send it back at the perfect time to get Madden. We're going to see if I can do it.
So let me ask this. Do you have to send it back and they receive it before you get the next one? Or I
think so.
Can you say, hey, I'm sending this one back?
This is going to be my first attempt. We're going to find out. I'm doing it back to my old Netflix days. I used to, you'd set up your queue. It's exactly the same thing on GameFly. You set up your queue, you put all the games that you want in there, and then you send the old one back, and then the next available one in your queue gets sent out to you. So I'm trying to time it because I'm pretty sure Madden comes out end of August. I think it's the 25th. So I'm going to do my best to hit it perfectly. Now, that'll be right about this time, the time this show airs, I believe. Is that a Monday or a Tuesday?
It comes out the 25th.
Okay. What day is that? Is that a Tuesday? Monday? Tuesday?
New Stuff Tuesday, I believe.
No, wait a minute. The 26th is it's a Friday. So we've already done the show, I think, for that one. Oh, man. Crap.
Way to kill the mystery, Scott.
Oh, we've killed that mystery a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Gameflyoffer.com. You're going to get a 30-day free trial at gameflyoffer.com/HWT. Can't stop myself from doing the /. I just can't do it.
And
what?
And big shout out to our listeners and friends over at Coyote Country Radio.
Yes.
A new development.
I know.
Yeah.
We've been on there for a while, but
we're on the Coyote network.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
And Goonie has got us all set up. You know, the sad thing is, like, when Derek would talk about Goonie, all I can hear is like that morning, you know, hey, you're listening to Goonie in the morning. But the thing is, I don't think he sounds like that at all, actually.
Not at all.
No. I'd never met him before, but we've corresponded and stuff like that. So now I was like, man, when he listens to this and hears me go, Goonie in the morning, he's going to be like, what a jerk. Hopefully he found it funny, because let's be real. When your name is Goonie and you told me he did a morning show, everybody was thinking, Goonie in the morning. Weren't they?
He's done stand-up comedy.
What? See? He knows.
So
Goonie
here's
knows.
The cool thing.
Go ahead.
You can now get Hey We're Talking on YouTube, iTunes, and pretty much every single other podcast app you can imagine. And now you can find us on coyotelive.live for Coyote Country Radio.
You said Coyote, and you are now banished.
Yeah.
You are banished. One wants to see you in what county is it in Texas?
Borden County?
Borden County, due north of me.
Way to go, dude. You just ticked off everybody in Borden County because you said coyote wrong. What do you think about that?
I think they'll forgive them.
That's true. They're from Texas. They'll be very forgiving. I have a feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, I got yelled at, by the way, for watching the movie Behind Bob. When he had all those weird cartoons on, everybody was like, why are you talking about that? And I'm like, dude, I can't take my eyes off of it. I have a huge problem. If there's a TV on, my eyes go to it.
I want to know who's criticizing you.
Right. Oh. What movie do I have on now?
Gremlins.
Yes, I do.
Which is...
Who are these people that are always constantly criticizing how you conduct the show and how you act? Who are they?
They're people that I know, friends, who say, why are you talking about this thing? And then they actually were watching it on Facebook, and they were like, why does he have Betty Boop on in the background? I was like, exactly. I don't know. I don't get it. The Ron Swanson I could totally understand, Nick Offerman, but the Betty Boop, I was just thrown for a loop. And it's so those cartoons are so bizarre.
You just don't know what you're going to get. That is a random TV behind me that every week it'll change. Not every episode, every week it'll change.
That's the thing that I keep thinking about is, what's the significance of Gremlins being on in the background? It's a movie that happens at Christmas time. It's not Christmas. What's the why? Why
not?
It could be Christmas if you're listening to this episode in December.
No, we're talking about going back to school.
We're archiving Hey We're Talking on the internet forever.
It'll be there
in the
forever.
Future are going to be listening back to these shows and hearing our banter.
He did say hearing.
Witty banter.
He did say hearing right there. So he does drop the G. It'll be up until a group of people decides that it shouldn't be up anymore and they tear it down. Then it'll be gone.
Yep. Don't know who that's going to be, but we'll have probably 107 episodes or so posted on iTunes and everywhere else.
That.
So
we're at 108.
Yeah, maybe. I said 107 or so.
I know. I'm just telling you. We're at 108.
Yeah, that's a big number.
It is. It's going to get bigger.
I can't believe I put up with you guys for 108 episodes.
It's going to develop a bump and get much larger. Is all I know.
That's true. That's true.
That's all I know. So, look at Derek's face. Is he okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
You got really serious all of a sudden.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I think he's just intently focusing on your voice, Scott, because you've just got one of those voices that people love to hear.
Welcome to Hey, We're Talking. This is your host, Scott Donnelly. Welcome to the show. How do you like that?
That makes me feel uncomfortable.
Very much so.
But you do you, Scott.
All right. So today, as we've mentioned numerous times in the first 10 minutes of the opening of the show, the 10 minutes before we even get to the actual topic, we're talking about going back to school. I am so happy I'm 45 and I don't have to go back to school. That's how I'll start it out. Thank God I don't have to go to school anymore.
Yeah, I like not having to go to school, but I do have to send 2 teenagers to high school, which is quite a costly adventure.
And he has a daughter.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know how the prices are by you guys to get your kids to go back to school, but we're looking at a little over $400 each kid just to go back to school, which makes no sense considering the fact that we pay taxes and all that stuff already. So, is yours expensive down there in Texas, Derek?
What are you paying?
Exactly.
What are you paying? What are these fees you're paying?
Just school fees. That's how they have it listed. School fees.
We have no school fees.
That's because you don't live in Chicago, where they tax everything. Well, you don't live in Chicago. Yeah. You live close enough that you get the stink on you from living there.
Well, I don't live in the same county as Chicago. I live 40 miles away, but it's not just a Chicago thing. It's a state thing. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. So,
yeah. No, our state does not impose any fees on us to send our kids. Which, yeah, I got one kid, and he's going into high school, first year of high school, on Monday. Is when he starts.
So did you guys? I don't think I've seen you guys. Oh, you know what? I take that back. As soon as I started saying it, I realized that Bob's wife did this. The pictures, the first day back to school pictures, that became like a big deal on Facebook over the last couple of years. And being a person that has no children, I would just be like, "What? Why aren't they taking pictures of their kids going back to school?" I realize it's for memories and stuff like that. But on these few days around here, it's just your Facebook feed is just consumed with people's kids going back to school. I don't know if you guys see that. Do you take a picture of your kids, Derek? Your kid?
Yeah, I do. I did it a few years. Just because a certain former association of mine demanded it, and she got really angry when I missed it. So we had to, I think last year I was working, and so we didn't do a picture, and so she was livid, and so we had to
just do it.
We had to stage it. We had to stage.
That's what I would have done.
And I'm working this weekend. So I will not be home when he gets on the bus, so they'll have to we'll have to stage it, or maybe my current wife.
Maybe you can selfie it. I actually had a friend that put up a picture of their kids going back to school today. One of them is going into kindergarten. One's in 3rd, 4th grade or something like that, and one of them's going into junior high. And he said this is what it is really like when they're going back to school. So the junior high girl is just bummed that she's going back. The middle kid is kind of disappointed that he has to go back to school. The kindergartner is like, I'm finally going to school.
Right.
He has no idea what's headed his way.
Yeah, the next 12 years of your life are going to be very structured and suck.
Oh, gosh. Horrible. But it's the first real back to school picture I've ever seen in my life. It was staged, but it was funny because, let's be real, who wants to go back to school? Did you guys like that?
I wasn't huge about it, but I know my son, he really enjoys school. He's a handsome fella. He's a good athlete. He's got friends. He's smart, so that's like school's his jam.
Has there ever been a parent who said that their kid wasn't good looking, smart, and good at sports and all that kind of stuff?
Possibly.
Well, really bad parents might be able to say that, but no, I don't think any parent in history would say that like out loud in front of people. What do you think?
Well, no, but I'm telling the truth. My kids.
I know you are. I'm making light of the fact I don't think anybody's going to be like, my kid is just not that bright. Let's be real.
Well, but behind closed doors, though.
Oh, sure.
Some parents could be like, "Man, our
I
kids.
hope this one's going to make
it." Right.
But my kid's cool. I know Bob's kids are great. I just had a conversation with his daughter. She wants to be a nurse. She's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, she's both. I do have, my kids are both very good-looking kids. They get it from their mom's side, not from my side. And my current wife, they get it from her side. And they're both very smart kids. They seem like they could be immature at sometimes, but I mean they're really mature for their age, just because we do push them to understand that it takes hard work to get anything in life. You have to work hard at anything. Nothing comes free. Nothing comes free for me. I've worked hard to get where I'm at, and we're trying to instill that in our kids. And I think that's a different mentality than some of the kids have these days.
We need the More
Great
You Know
kids.
song.
Great kids. That's
the
couldn't
thing.
ask for better.
That's the
true.
big thing. I think our goal as parents
Just don't go
are to make
serious
sure
here.
that our kids are better than we were.
Mhm.
I mean, at least that's my goal. My goal as a dad is to be a better dad than my dad was, and my son should be a better father than I am. So, I mean, that's kind of the goal, to just continue to allow our family to be better than, better every generation.
So I'm sorry. Dude, that's good stuff. You just got real serious there for a second, but I appreciate it. It's special.
I do
that's
that
good.
sometimes. I get all serious,
I know.
but that's
Okay.
a moment with Bob.
Exactly. I wish we should come up with some kind of intro when you get serious and play music in the background. We'll get on that. Okay. So the day before school started, I don't know about you guys, but I could not sleep the night before. And at my school, when I was growing up in elementary school, you never knew which teacher you were going to get. We had 2 teachers that taught each grade. And so there was always one that you were just like, please, God, don't let me be in so-and-so's class. And so I would stay up all night. I could not sleep. Did you guys do that? Were you really nervous about the first day back?
Maybe early on, but
Yeah, when you're in elementary school and stuff like that, it's unknown.
I can't remember that far back.
Yeah, I was, and it wasn't really about what teacher or whatever. It's just I didn't want that structure of being back in school. I love summertime because we as soon as we woke up early in the morning, we were outside playing until lunchtime, came home, had our lunch, and we were outside again until dinner, came home for dinner, and then we were outside until the streetlights came on. So I love that during the summer, and I just never wanted to go back to school because all that piece of the summer was gone. So I don't know if it was really nervous. But as a kid, I probably didn't sleep well going into the first day of school, just knowing the fact that summer's over.
Yeah, I didn't have I didn't go to public school, so I didn't grow up with kids in my neighborhood. I had a very child depleted neighborhood, or the kids were older than I was. And so I didn't have a lot of friends in the neighborhood, so all my friends were at school. So part of the thing about going back to school was I got to see all my friends again. So that was the difference for me. I did love summer. I mean, I've talked about it before. We had a pool, and I spent every minute in that doggone pool, man. I was a prune. So
Don't get a pool in your current yard, Scott.
why?
I'm just a recommendation.
Why?
Because your yard is falling into a ravine. It's collapsing.
No, it's holding up pretty good now, actually.
When I went to go visit Scott, like his fence was falling over because all the property behind him is just like collapsing into a ravine.
There's a river down this very steep hill at the back of my yard. I mean, it's like a drop. I mean, it drops off.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
And
Didn't you walk down a little bit?
No, we went all the way to the creek.
It's steep though, isn't it?
That was tough, man. That was like a 6% grade, and
It's tough.
It was not fun.
My
to walk down there.
butt ain't going down that hill. Let's just put it that way. But now, since you've been here, there's like all sorts of growth all over the hill, so it's like holding in place. It's like no, seriously. There's like trees popping up. I mean, it's
You might
crazy.
have to put a pool in your front yard.
Wouldn't that be funny? People driving down the street, and I'm in my pool in the front. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Scott, just get a hot tub for your front yard.
No.
Just
Hot tubs are pointless in the summer. Why am I going to get in hot, soupy water when it's hot outside? No. Although I
Pull
love
down to the creek.
Sparky's in that thing every night, man. Sparky's got his hot tub.
Yeah, but he lives like
colder.
right by
Yeah.
the mountains
Yeah,
in a
it's
valley, and I mean a hot tub for him is just wonderful.
He's heating everything up. He likes it.
I've thought about getting one here, considering the fact that we've got 7 months of cold weather.
Dude, I would like a hot tub if I lived in a cold place because it would be fun in the wintertime to go into it. I mean, I'd have a couple of months here where at night it would be pretty cool. I've thought about it.
And I've thought about getting a hot tub and then building like a little shed around it. Nothing major.
Oh,
but
no.
to where you can open up the roof and see the stars and stuff. It wouldn't
No.
have like solid walls. Everything would be all sliding, so it would still be open.
You see what's going on? I mentioned something, and it's like that's a bad idea, and then y'all are like,
Now we
"Actually,
like it."
That's a pretty good idea. I
It
want to do
is.
it. I want
Now
a
that
hot
Bob
tub.
said
I'd
it.
like to do that.
Bob,
No,
I thought
you
I
too.
think
Bob
it's
was
a
more
great idea.
persuasive. That's what it was.
I think it's
Well,
a great idea for cold weather climates. Maybe not.
Let Derek say what
South
he's going to say.
Carolina.
Well, no, Scott was like, I don't want a hot tub. It's too hot here. It's not. But there are some nights that are pretty cold that it would actually be pretty nice for it. So yeah, I could get one. Yeah, and then
Oh.
Bob's like, yeah, I want one too. So
Yeah, I made him do a 180 real quick.
yeah,
It's just because I like Bob better. Let's be real. So Derek's not getting control of the show. Sorry. Not that I control it anyway, but why would Derek get control of the show?
well, here's me taking control of the show. Are any of y'all going back to school yourselves? Or anybody going to college, continuing education?
I've actually thought about it, just for some business management classes. I actually had a phone call about it today.
Don't do
I thought about it a lot, and not the fact that I really want to go back to school, but it could help me if I ever have to change
Let me
jobs or
ask
something
you.
like that.
Let me ask you right now. For Derek, I understand. If he does extra schooling, it makes sense because it's financially beneficial. So the first thing you have to ask yourself if you're going to go back to school is, am I willing to pay especially if you're going back for a postgraduate degree, which you're not at that point yet, I don't think. But if you were going to go for a postgraduate degree, are you willing to spend $40,000 to $50,000 to go?
No, not
Then
at all.
don't go unless you're going to make that money back. It's pointless.
I just want something a little more on the resume if something ever happened. That's
I
all.
gotcha. I understand what you're talking about. We could talk about this on another show because we're running out of time. But I would love to talk about college at some point because the truth is, if I had teenage kids that were about to go to college, I would have a serious talk with them about if it's needed or not, depending on what you want to do. That's the thing. Like, Derek's a nurse. He has to go to school because that makes sense. If you're going to be a doctor, you have to, an engineer.
Yep.
There's certain professional careers that it's very important that you go to school, okay? But if you're somebody who's just kind of like, I don't really know what I want to do, or if you're somebody who's into manual labor, why are you going to school? Pathetic.
Don't go to school just to go to school.
It's dumb.
Only if it's going to enhance whatever your career. I mean, I could tell my daughter just become a nurse without going to school, but I don't think that'd work out very well.
No.
My son wants to be either like a music teacher, conductor, something of that nature. So
He's going to be a
has
teacher.
go to
He
school
has to
for
go
it.
to school. Yeah.
So, if you're a handyman or a tradesman or something like that, school's pointless because you use your skills and your hands and all that stuff to make your money. So,
Well, there are trade schools and certifications.
Yes.
I mean, what I'm saying.
True.
What you're saying is that sometimes the fancy college bachelor's degree that's not the end all be all, and that's not what's going to rocket everybody into their position.
And the truth is, most people, when you go to college, unless, again, it's very specialized depending on what you're looking for, the chances that you're going to use the degree you graduated with are not really, really big. You're not going to get what you studied to do.
I've got a friend who majored in biology, and he's a big shot at Grainger.
What is
I mean,
Grainger?
Grainger's like a company that has you could purchase anything from Grainger.
It's
They're
like
just
Amazon?
it's kind of like an Amazon, but for a workplace. Let's
Oh,
just
okay.
say.
I gotcha.
So like they've got automotive parts. They've got,
But
all
he
kinds of
studied
stuff.
biology.
Yes, he majored in biology.
Exactly.
The only thing he does with his biology is he brews beer at home,
Hey, Les. How you doing?
No.
but he's
Nice.
not making money off of it.
Yeah.
And yes, it is less.
Yes.
You're right.
But my degree, in some ways, I just look back and go, what was I thinking? Pointless. My wife has a degree in English literature. Never, ever has she used
Well,
that.
except to correct our language.
That's true. She will.
And what's your degree in, Scott? Women's studies?
I have a degree in feminism, and I am very big on the women. I really appreciate their contribution to society and the things that they've done, and they should be celebrated. And I mean that.
Agreed. So,
Indeed.
So
gonna
take us home. Take us home,
I'm gonna-
Derek.
I'm going to take us home. We want to thank all our friends in Borden County who are listening on Coyote Country Radio. If you want to, if you're not listening from there, if you want to check out some good Texas country music, you can listen in at coyotecountryradio.com or coyote.live. You can listen right from your phone. And we want to thank our sponsor, Gamefly. You can get a free trial, a free month of
30
video
days,
games
yes.
or movies if you go to gameflyoffer.com/HWT. We already talked about it, so thank you all for watching on YouTube or Facebook or listening through Podbean, iTunes, Coyote Country Radio. We love you, and we will see you on Wednesday.